So you're going up to New York. You're gonna explore.
I'm just gonna walk around.
Great.
For 2 days.
2 days in New York.
A Friday night, Saturday day, all day, and then I'm coming back down here Sunday. I put together and I'm hosting my first show.
Oh yeah.
That I ever did, and it's Drew Montana. Who was it? Drew Montana, Jim Gillespie, Jacqueline Blizzard, Logan Mallon. And then I have Michael Beavers and Josh Ryan doing guest spots.
When is this?
Sunday.
25th. The 25th of May.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, congratulations
Thank
putting
you.
that together.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
How long did it take you to craft that crack team up?
Well, I had to wait.
Dickheads.
The lady that runs the show, I had to wait for her to get pregnant and go away for a few months. And she kind of like gifted me her showcase for a couple months. And
you had to wait for her to get dumped in to get in there. It's like, no, she's got to get fucking pregnant first, and then I can get right where I need to be.
Yeah,
well, that's fucking exciting.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
I'm pumped for you, dude. That's going to be an awesome show.
Yeah, I feel like, and it's a free show too. I'm not charging anything, so, and it's kind of like fuck you back to like me not getting booked lately. I'm like pulling strings, getting people that I know that would do the show and shit.
That's
like,
great.
Yeah.
It's sort of a fuck you, me not getting booked lately, and I'm not going to get paid for anything.
Yeah. No, it's.
I get it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you fall on the sword just to make a point.
Correct.
I totally understand doing that. It's about principle. I get what you're doing, dude.
I'm making them all bring 10 people each.
It's going to be the best bringer show of the fucking summer, dude.
Yeah.
You can't get in unless you bring 10 people. And you know what? I remember one of the weirdest bringer shows I've ever seen is I first started doing stand-up here in like 2011, 2012. Mm-hmm. And I did a show at what is now, the first place I ever did stand-up was called Tritone. It's not there anymore. It was across the street from Bob and Barbara's. It's not, I don't know what it is now, but that's where it was. And I remember going in there and they were like doing like their first ever like kind of strictly comedy show. And I was like super pumped. Mm. And they're like, yeah, you got to have at least like, you know, if you can get like 5 people to bring, and then like they'll get 5 people, and then we'll have like a pact.
Yeah.
I was like, so this is like you call 2 friends and they call 2. Like, what are you fucking talking about?
I like the ones that you do that's like you'll get an email and it'll say, this is not a bringer show, but if you bring more people, you get a little extra money. And I'm like, it sounds like a bringer show to me, dude.
But if you were to bring these idiots, dude, it was crazy because the guy who came in, I can't remember his name. He was not very good. He seemed like his open mic styling or his comedic styling was just alibi is basically what I would describe it. He basically would just go up and talk about his day. No jokes. He would just like kind of lay out what he did, almost like say like, I was here at this time, and you guys remember my face, right? Yeah. You guys remember that I was here.
He was using the show as like a diary.
Without it, dude, the borderline slam poetry that was happening at this goddamn show was nuts. But he brought 6 people, and I would say 4 of them were definitely homeless dudes. And he just got them to sit still in it was, well, he's like, yeah, if you just sit still, it's like one drink gets comped, I'll get you comp drinks. And dude, they sat there the whole time.
Oh yeah.
It was like in a movie, you know how like sometimes you don't know you're dead, and then you go in a church and you realize you're sitting next to dead people in pews. And you're like, oh no, what is happening?
I was just talking to Drew Montana told me he got a bunch of Lemaire shirts and he's been passing them out to homeless people, and they've been walking around town wearing Lemaire shirts. It's like a weird way to advertise. But
that is the best burn. I'm going to start making shirts of my boys and passing them out. I'm just going to drop a whole bundle off of K&A Street and just see how many fucking people.
A bunch of Lemezi shirts.
Just dip out on the news like these men are wearing they're all part of a gang now. The Fat Black Man Gang.
Where'd all these digital bazooka shirts come from?
Dude, honestly, that's free advertising.
Yeah, 100%.
Man, that is such a perfect idea.
Yeah, drop them off at a Paco and just let them go, dude. Just let it rip.
If you go to a Goodwill and you go to the dollar shirt section, it doesn't matter what size they are, and you just get iron-on transfers.
Yeah, just press on.
Just fucking take them. Dude, that is the smartest fucking thing in the world. You know what else would be a sick burn? Putting your buddy's phone number on there.
Yeah,
Just
right.
just putting the random phone number
that old bathroom. Like, if you want head, call this phone number. Like,
up, dude. Just what, like all hours of the night, it's like, yo, free meth. This guy has the best meth in the world. That would be the sickest burn. How do you feel about the Mexican naval ship?
I still don't understand how that
Mexico
happened.
even has a navy. Is that
I didn't know how that happened. I didn't know they got from Mexico to New York without us knowing.
That is actually. You know what? I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, how'd that happen? And isn't that between two bridges? Isn't that boat in between two bridges?
Well, it was a crash into the Brooklyn Bridge. I know that. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know how they got on the Hudson.
I have no idea.
But I also think it is crazy that when they were like, it was when they showed it before it fucking crashed, which is pretty fucking wild.
They were partying.
They were partying on it. Yeah. It was like a celebration of Mexican heritage, I think.
And they were like hanging off the top of it. And
dude,
shit.
they were all the way up on the mast. They were all the way up in the crow's nest.
Dude.
It was the most reckless Navy I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, right? No one was at attention.
Nobody.
No one was fucking... Yeah, dude.
All of their naval fatigues said bimbo on the front. It was all
They were all wearing soccer jerseys.
It was all
collared soccer jerseys.
It was very, very unorthodox. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
I just seen the crash. I didn't see I had no idea why they were there. They just showed the.
I was trying to figure out when they showed it. I thought it was just like an unfortunate party ship. I thought it was like, that influencer ship that sank, and I was like, oh, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
But then they were like, no, it was a Mexican naval ship, and I was like, was that like a boast of like, check out our naval ship?
So what I was told, it was they were doing some type of exercises or something. I guess the U.S. and everyone else kind of like helps each other out, which I didn't know. I thought we all hated each other.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, I also didn't know Mexico had a navy. Let's stop everything right here. I knew Mexico may have had an army. Yeah. I didn't know they had a navy. I assumed they don't have any air force. I don't think they have a form of Marines.
Mexican Marines must be crazy.
That's just cartels, dude. They're all cartels, dude.
Yeah, they're just saran wrapping people and fucking dude.
It's gotta be insane. The Mexican Navy, I can only assume, is just like you don't have to join. I think you just show up. I don't think you can be like, I'm in the Navy, Holmes.
It's all the oldest siblings of every family or something like that.
They all have to join it. If you're the oldest, you have to get into the Navy.
Yeah. There's no I'm asthmatic bullshit down there either. No club feet bullshit.
I wonder if there is how hard. Look, and I'm not saying it's not hard to join the Mexican military. Mm-hmm. What I am saying is I wonder how hard it is to join the Mexican military. What is the standard that they don't allow you in to the Mexican military? Like what? There's no I shot myself in the leg, I get to go home. Yeah, there's none of that.
Fuck no.
They'll just cut off the rest of your leg.
Yeah, they're just like, heal him up, put him back online.
It's like what? I don't think there's any of that. No. But I also wonder is there a physical fitness requirement? Is there like a mental test they give you? Is there something else that will?
I'm trying to hit you with punchlines without sounding racist right now. Are they climbing ropes and walls, or are they fucking I don't know the testing.
It'd be funny if they were like, you're too tall to be in this army.
You have to be 5'5".
You have to be 5'5", and you also have to be 230 pounds. 5'5", 230. That is the standard Mexican soldier weight.
Just brutes.
Just fucking
units.
That's all you have to do. Just be like one of those guys that looks like an exercise ball in a collared shirt.
Yeah.
Those are the fucking. That's the elite crack squad.
They have bimbo jerseys for the military. Yeah.
It's just chilies all over the different fucking patterns. I can only imagine. I also wonder if the sombrero is Don't laugh, Danny. I'm saying
Like a,
You know, Mexico is like a real country. They have, tall buildings. They
I only know like looking like Gears of War. Like
they
I
have
only,
buses, trains.
Danny,
Like, it's
listen
a
to me.
real country,
The only
dude.
thing I have to go on with Mexico, and look, I'm not saying you're wrong. What I am saying is that everything I have to go on is either video games, comic books, or movies. The only thing I know about Mexico is it might be yellow all the time.
yeah, me and Shannon have only seen Desperado.
Yeah,
like,
dude,
that's,
what are you
that's-
talking about?
yeah, so
I figure every
everything's the
street
Alamo down
is
there.
dirt and all
Yeah.
the sidewalks are cracked.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I'm not saying it isn't like that, but when you watch From Dusk Till Dawn, you just assume everything is like a wild bar in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, like the Kill Bill wedding scene.
Straight up.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, and again, I went to Cancun and I stayed at a resort, and I remember we drove through Cancun, and I can't say everything was that far off from what I thought it would be.
I went to I was on a cruise a couple years ago, and I went to Cozumel, the little island that's like right off the Yucatan.
Oh,
Peninsula
sick.
Road.
Yeah.
And they port, and then there's like a bunch of like Wildwood type of stores. There's a pharmacy. You can buy fucking anything you can think of.
I can only imagine.
And then there's like gates, and over the gates you just see nothing. Like it looks like the locked side of Grand Theft Auto map that you can't reach until you get further in the game. Like it's just nothing out there.
Now, when you say nothing, do you mean like flat nothing or like woods and shit?
Yeah, no, it's like all hills. Like
Okay.
it's all like
Like the island from Jurassic Park.
yeah, it's just all. I mean, not desert, but it's just like, oh, I can't go beyond this gate,
Man.
or I will die. Some of the resorts down there, they have like army and shit on the outside of like
The resort we stayed in, there were 3 entrance points, all in one road. The first one out front, there were guys with M16s, and they looked like I guess that was the Mexican Marines. I guess that was the Mexican Marines.
standing to attention.
They were very, very, very stern. And then once you get past that, you go to another guard place where the dudes, they look like cops, and they have to vet you. And then you get through that, and then they have the regular security staff for the resort. It was like 3 tiers, and it was wild, dude.
Yeah, the good and the bad guys down there have Jeeps with machine guns on the back of them, dude.
Everybody looked like they joined Cobra. It was fucking wild down there.
When I was in Cancun, we just sat there for hours watching a prostitution sting.
Oh, that's great. I would
It
watch
was
that.
the most incredible thing to watch. It was obviously they're police, so they're just trying to get money out of your pockets.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they just had this lady go up to dudes left and right, solicit them, and then they'd throw them back in the cop car, then walk them to an ATM, then rinse and repeat.
Wow, dude. And no one noticed.
No.
That's how horny they were.
That's the craziest thing. I wonder if there was a Mexican guy like, I'm going to be smooth. Like, I saw my buddy fail, but next time.
They were not after Mexicans.
Oh, no?
Yeah, it was
Damn.
white,
shit.
fat, sunburnt dudes.
Idiots.
Yeah, a bunch of
Wait,
tourists, like,
how
why are you
attractive
here?
was this woman? How attractive was the woman in the Sting? Was she muy caliente?
She was all right. It wasn't like,
She was mild caliente.
yeah.
Damn.
I like watching a good sting. I like
I haven't seen a good Sting in my life.
But it was right outside of like, they only have one little area that you're allowed out in.
Did they tell you
It
that
was
they
in
were?
front of senior frogs.
It was in front of Senior Frogs.
Yeah. We were
How could you not tell that this was a Sting?
we were
dude?
going to go to senior frogs, then we watched it happen. And then we went out to smoke cigarettes, and then it happened again, and we're like, we don't have to go in there.
No, dude.
hell no.
Just watch the
Literally
Sting.
3-4 hours of just watching.
How many people got busted?
Well, we were there literally from like 10 to 1 a.m.
That is so long.
And I'd say
That is the longest thing I've ever heard anybody watching, dude.
Just walking in like a store. It was
Well,
just people just
no
coming
joke.
and
It
going.
was senior frogs where you could just go get a yard margarita. Then you can like walk out to their like outdoor area.
yeah.
So we we would just go get a drink and then sit down, rip cigs, and watch it.
Dude.
Oh, yeah,
I
dude.
wish I've never seen anything like that.
I'm not exaggerating. Minimal 8.
That's wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say 8 dudes. And I'm not sure how much money they were getting per dude. I think it's just based off of what they could.
So the dudes would show up. They'd try to get a prostitute. Then the cops would be like, "You're under arrest." And then the cops would be like, "You can buy your way out of this. Just go to the bank. Go to the bank."
Oh, yeah. I believe they do that.
Yeah. I mean, that happened to us with smoking weed. They're like, "Now you're busted. You're going to jail." Or
Shit.
yeah.
Or you can give me half your bag.
Or 100 pesos.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just how they operate down there.
Damn.
Yeah, we got caught with weed and they drove me to an ATM.
Dude, that must be the scariest fucking moment of your life, dude.
that same
Well, no,
cruise.
because this had happened the night before to my friend, so I kind of knew.
All right. I would say,
but to Brandon, who's also a black guy, yeah,
Dude,
probably terrifying.
I would have been like, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna be shot in the back of the head." Like this is exactly. I've been like, it's got to be crazy to go to a bank account. Now, how much did you have to take out? Did they say take out all of it?
No, they were like they tried to get you. They tried getting $200 from me.
Okay.
And I was like, I'll try. And then I came back with $80, and they're like, "No, you got to get
Like,
more."
we want your watch, too.
And I was like, I can't. I'm like, this is it. I guess it's jail. And they're like, fuck, fine.
So that same cruise that I was on, we also went to Jamaica, right?
Sick.
And it was me, my ex-girlfriend, her friend, her boyfriend. And all I wanted to do was smoke weed in Jamaica. I didn't give a shit about anything.
It's a weird
else.
thing. You can. Look, I'm not saying smoking weed in Jamaica isn't good.
Yeah.
But you can smoke weed anywhere now.
Yeah, no, I just wanted that on my, like, it was like a bucket list situation. It was just like, I wanted to smoke weed while I was in Jamaica.
All right.
So, so the guy gives us weed and takes us to like a little party. We're drinking like $2 Red Stripes at this weird part, like mountaintop party. And we're leaving, and there's a little bit of weed left, and I'm like, I'm not letting go of this. We have to get back on the cruise ship, and they like scan all your shit when you get back on the cruise ship. So instincts kicked in. I'm like, where can I hide this? I'm not sticking it in my ass. So I took like a little bit less, maybe 1.5 grams of weed in like a little bag.
Did you put it in your belly button?
I stuffed it in my belly button, dude.
Dude, I knew exactly where this. I was like, I know he's going to the belly button. As soon
Stuffed
as you
it in
said,
my belly button,
As soon as
dude.
I'm not putting it in my ass, I'm like, where else can he put? Oh, the belly.
Yeah, I had like 2 grams of weed in my belly button, dude.
Holy shit.
Smoked weed on a Carnival cruise.
Oh my God. This is the M Podcast with Ryan Shader. I'm joined by the one and only Ricky Paciorek. Thank you so much for being on the show, dude.
Thanks, dude.
So wait, when was the plug the show again? When was the show you're doing?
It said someplace else. I called it Poor Intentions. And it's Drew Montana, Jim Gillespie, Jacqueline Blizzard, Logan Mallon, me hosting.
And this is May 25th?
May 25th, someplace else.
Where's someplace else?
Waterford Works, New Jersey.
Whoa.
It's in the middle of nowhere. It's like a Courage of Cali dog.
It's like right
fucking
outside
town,
the Mexican
dude.
resort. Is that what you're saying?
Right outside the ACO area
All right.
over in Jersey.
Damn, I've never heard of Waterworks, New Jersey.
Waterford Works.
Waterford Works. Sorry,
Yeah.
Waterford Works. I've never heard of that.
neither.
What is the closest thing to that?
What is the closest thing to that? The old ACO racetrack is probably the closest thing I can think of to that. Yeah.
Damn. All right. That sounds like that'll be a great show. Are you now, and you're hosting,
Yes.
who's headlining? Who's the headline?
I mean, well, Drew's going last. I wouldn't say he's headlining. They're all doing 15. They're all,
That's a great. That's going to be a great show. That's going to be longer than a prostitution sting in Mexico. That is a good show.
Yeah.
God damn. Speaking of stings, did you see in Florida there was a huge sex trafficking sting in Florida? They caught almost 180 people over and over again, coming into a warehouse, getting busted. A few people, one of the guys of note was a former Tampa Bay Buccaneers
The
player.
Warren Sapp.
No, it was another.
I feel like he's done this before.
Dude,
He's
it's
like, oh no, not again.
yeah, you got to
Mike
be able
Allstott.
Who was it?
Mike Allstott.
Is that who it was?
No.
Oh, I was
okay.
I don't fucking know.
But that would be heartbreaking for so many white dudes out there.
Oh yeah, dude. There was so many too. That was it was crazy. They had a bunch of women show up because they thought one of the things that they were tricking them with was saying that there was like another pimp who was offering them more money.
Shit.
So these chicks just showed up in droves, like, I need a new daddy.
Now, if it was flipped the opposite way around, we call it a casting call, right?
Dude, the way that this worked, the thing was it was Operation Fool Around and Find Out.
It's clever.
Damn, 255 people.
Dude, that is
wild.
crazy.
Horny people.
Just crushing it, dude.
Yeah.
And what is I think nuts is I thought the number was going to be higher. There was only, I think they said maybe around 30 people. Only like 30 people went there for underage sex. That
I mean,
shows growth.
statistically, that's pretty
shows-
low.
Yeah, I was going to say that shows growth. I'm actually proud of you, Florida. I thought it was going to be a way more creepy scene down there.
Yeah.
No, it was just 30 dudes who like they thought they were going to have sex with a 13 to 15-year-old person. And one guy, it was funny that they put up the pic, like the sheriff was holding up pictures of people of like who they are and what they did. And they showed it this one guy. And this guy said he wanted to put a baby deep inside a 15-year-old
They went like
girl.
straight fucking. I can't think of his name now. It's the 30 Rock fucking 30 Rock character. Fucking Walmart truck, black dude. Fucking. Why can't I think of his name?
Who was it? Crazy. Tracy Morgan.
Tracy
Oh
Morgan.
my God.
Tracy Morgan. I want to put a baby in you.
I was letting it ride. I was like, he has to get Tracy Morgan.
Yeah, no, it was. I seen his face. Yeah,
You were right there, dude.
yeah. I kept wanting to say Morgan Wallen. I was like, no, that's the wrong guy. Yeah.
Oh my God. So yeah, there was only fucking 30 something people looking for underage sex, which again, I'm kind of blown away because I figure most sex things are looking for underage sex, but when you find out that it's just a prostitution sting, I'm kind of like, that's old news. That's like
Now,
kind of.
was this like an online thing? Was this like
it had to
a
have been
fucking?
it had to have been mostly online. It's not like the thing where you get like a letter in the mail saying you want a boat and you come down there. You know what I mean?
Here's a quarter taped to a piece of
It's
paper.
like, yo,
type
you
thing,
gotta
yeah.
check
Yeah,
this
yeah.
out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was mostly online, and
Are
yeah.
they still running shit like that on like Reddit and shit? Like I know like Backpage isn't a thing anymore, but
Oh, like prostitution? stuff?
yeah, there's got to
Yeah.
be.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, right.
Without a doubt. And I think prostitution nowadays is like it's almost like a bringer show. You got to know somebody to know somebody.
You got to bring 10 people with
I'm
you.
pretty sure I know prostitutes that I don't even know are prostitutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you and I, between Danny, you and I, we know at least 20 straight up prostitutes that we didn't know were prostitutes.
Yeah, that's wild.
That is the craziest thing to know. Like, statistically, the more friends you have, the more people you know, especially in a city, you'll probably find out, like, I don't know. I know 2 people who've murdered people.
I know a few murderers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to bet you know
Yeah.
more prostitutes
yeah.
than you do murderers.
I don't know. I might know more murderers actually.
You actually
I don't
might. There
know,
might
dude.
be one in the same. You might have
That's true.
a murder too, dude.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't know. There's been a couple people I've met that, like, you know, they don't talk about any of the previous crimes, which I understand.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to just start, especially if it's murder. But then you find out that somebody, like, not vehicular manslaughter, not like, you know, anything like that, but straight up like, yeah, I killed.
Yeah, you have to wait for like Thanksgiving until they get drunk, like a drunk dad, and like
Straight up.
ask him questions.
You come out as a murderer.
Yeah, how was Vietnam, Dad? And he just goes
Oh,
into like war
man.
stories.
There's only one time I've ever heard anybody talk about like a Vietnam War story where I was like, that is just the craziest thing ever. The dude I worked with at Superfresh, Pete Siostik, he was a engineer, which I didn't know what that meant in the Vietnam War, but it was basically he swept for landmines out front of like tanks and other like vehicles going through. So
I think they're still looking for them over there.
Oh yeah, dude, without a doubt. That was another thing he told me. What the way they would put landmines out is like, and again, I don't know if this is true. This is all coming from a person who was in Vietnam, but also a huge drunk and also loved other various drugs. But he would tell me that guys would get drunk and just put down on maps where they thought the VC would be and just map out.
Oh, they're playing fucking Minesweeper on paper.
Without a doubt, dude. And they're just like, yo, we're going to put a bunch of landmines here. And if we never remember where they are, it doesn't matter.
My uncle slipped up one time. He was in Vietnam, and he told me a story. I was like a teenager too, and I was just curious. You gotta tell me something. He was a medic in Vietnam.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, and the one thing he told me was they brought a guy in on like one of them like cloth stretchers, and his legs were sitting next to his torso. And I was like, all right, I think I've heard enough. I think that's enough war stories for me today.
So
for a 13-year-old boy.
You know, the crazy thing was, it wasn't until later that I watched a small documentary about it, but they had this thing in Vietnam. The VC were so smart with the way they knew how American soldiers loved to take souvenirs from like VC camps. They would purposely leave out cool looking things attached to like string bombs and fucking other explosive devices.
Shit.
And they would just wait. They would like handcraft beautiful stuff and be like, oh, someone's definitely going to like take this. And they actually.
Oh, cool. Amazing Spider-Man 252. Yeah. That's the first appearance of the black costume. Anymore. Yeah.
It's like, what is that, Big League Chew? I haven't had this in forever. Just blowing your fingers off. But Pete told me the one time he was looking for landmines and shit, and then he came across a dog laying on the side of the road that was like still kind of alive, and he was like, "Oh no! Like somebody shot this fucking dog." And then the guy behind, there was like a whole, I guess, squad behind him. They're like, "Don't touch the dog." And like, he's like, "What are you talking about?"
The dog sat up and was like, "Gotcha."
No, the dog.
Boom,
the dog was underneath. Underneath the dog was like a device where like if you pulled the dog up or like moved it would blow up.
Yeah, that's
and like
wild.
they were like, yeah, anything that you think is cute here will kill you. And he's like, stay away from teddy bears, stay away from hearts, stay away from flags, stay away from helmets, stay away from anything that you think would look cool in your living room, because it will all kill you here. And he's like, yeah, dude, like I stood there. He's like, I stood there, watch him go over the dog. And how they got rid of it was they didn't want to start shooting because they didn't want to waste any ammunition or anything like that. So what they would do is they sat on the back of this like almost Jeep and they were throwing rocks at it to try to like move it and blow it up. And they sat there for like.
And the dog's in there like, listen, if I move.
It is wild. And like, he's like, it was the saddest thing ever because you just wanted to put the dog out of its misery. They're like, yo, we'll eventually get to you. You
had to like lay behind it like me, myself, and Irene and fucking put your fingers in his nose.
Just start stomping it like it's going to go. We're going to make it happen. It's like that type of shit. I can't imagine. Also, stepping on a landmine now has got to be like the worst day ever. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was bad back then. But like now.
I don't think they had like juggernaut suits in Vietnam.
No, they didn't have any of that cool shit.
Yeah.
It's like, I couldn't imagine. Like, we don't use, like, apparently the rules of war, we're not allowed to use landmines anymore.
Oh, I didn't know that. Was that part of the, was it the Geneva Convention?
I don't know if it was ever, I think it was put in after Vietnam. You're not allowed to leave land, because it was the whole point of leaving them.
I don't like this rules thing with war.
No,
having rules is crazy.
Having rules is nuts.
I think like
no landmines, but IUDs are fine. Fucking.
So the thing is, I think the rules of war, the downside with the rules of war is we found a way to get around it, and we found a way to make it even more deadlier. That's the problem. If we were still using landmines, we wouldn't have drones and shit just flying into places and fucking
Or is that why we have drones?
Why don't we turn, like, I feel like war's eventually going to get soft like football. We're going to be like LARPing.
Oh, we're gonna
like Thunderbolt.
and then we're gonna have to bring back the XFL of war, where it's like, a little bit more tough.
We're gonna change the kickoff rules, and
There's gonna be no free fair catches.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fucking wild. I do think
Nerf gun wars.
the one thing I'm blown away as I didn't think they would ever take away is the trench. When you found out like you weren't allowed to have trench knives, I think that's kind of fucking bullshit.
Oh, like on the end of the gun?
No, those are
like
bayonets.
Bayonets.
So
that's
trench
right.
knives, after World War I, they banned trench knives because they were impossible to close the wound, which I thought was the point of like war, was to kill the enemy. Like it was, I didn't understand why, but apparently the trench knife, they were the blade itself was shaped in a pyramid. So it wasn't just a straight blade. It was shaped like a fucking shape. So when it went in you, they weren't able to stitch it. And a lot of this is where, like, I guess, I don't know if it was like rules of war, but I'm almost like, guys, let's not be so crazy.
But we can kill a deer that way.
Straight up.
Yeah, that's weird.
You can't.
I don't get it.
But you know what? A deer isn't going to try and use, mustard gas on you.
Correct.
I do think though, there should be a hunting deer with a knife. Like that should be a whole thing. Like they don't.
The people that are against hunting should be out there sharpening the deer's antlers a little.
Without it, oh man, making it even.
Yeah, just like even it out a little bit.
Or just strapping one landmine to their back.
Or
just leaving one fucking mine. We're this close to having some sort of Greenpeace get a little bit more militant, because that's what happened with that whale wars thing. Do you remember whale wars? So Greenpeace gave way to like this guy. He was so militant in his environmental protection, he was kicked out of Greenpeace.
Okay.
And he started whale wars, where he would go and basically assault people on whaling ships. It was on TLC for like a short period of time.
Okay.
But he would go and he would load up like a water cannon, but he would put like chemicals in the water and shoot it all over the ships. And look, I understand what you're doing. I get why you're doing it, but those poor whalers have no idea what is going on. They're just they're just trying to work. Yeah. And then you're shooting corrosive, stinky, chemical-filled water all over them, and they're like, come on.
I want to know what happened to, I've brought this up to my friends before, whatever happened to clubbing baby seals? That just went away.
No, it's still a thing? Still big, dude. In fact, I actually think they might be using drones for that too.
Really?
Just
That's
blowing
cool.
up. So I don't doubt it, dude. The way we don't do anything the old ways anymore, dude.
Just like watching them come in and just...
I don't think we club. I don't think we club seals anymore. And I think, that's got to be a bummer too, to find out like you're the last seal clubber. Like it's almost like John Henry with the machine, dude.
I brought it up of like, do you think that's on like Indeed?
What, the seal clubbing? They need one guy.
How much do they pay an hour?
Dude, that's also not just that. What do you do? Say you've been clubbing seals most of your life. And then you're out of work.
You bring your son into it. Like, I've been doing this for 30 years.
I'm a 4th generation seal clubber, and now I'm out of work. What do I do? Where do you get a job seal clubbing?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what you do after that. It's like, I guess
probably some weird sting now. Like, oh yeah, you want to club baby seals?
I got the itch.
Then they arrest you.
I'm willing to bet when you move on from seal clubbing, you go right into like, you go
spearing whales.
Yeah, you have to go into another.
Go bigger.
You can't go from one thing where everyone's like, "Yo, we hate you."
Yeah,
just be like, "Yeah, now I actually work at Wawa. I used to club seals."
Yeah, did you hear about Ryan? He moved up to spearing whales.
I work at that cove in Asia where I just hit dolphins with a machete over and over again. It's actually better hours.
Yeah.
Like, I think once you start...
You actually pick your own hours.
Yeah, it's actually... They give you the tools to be the boss of your own whole thing. It's pretty amazing. I think when you go from moving on from clubbing seals, you can't just like... Yeah, you probably have to get another job where it's like, you can't get anything else. We can get you shooting a giraffe point blank in the head. We can get you going after rhino horn.
Now, do you think they get paid hourly, or do you think they get paid like per seal?
It's per seal.
Per seal?
There's no way it's hour. Because you know those guys would be walking around just smoking cigarettes like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm taking my lunch break. Just sitting on a pile of seals.
Yeah. Because I would be like, I'm working a lot harder than Shaner. How's he getting paid more than me?
You know what it is? I also think I do think there's incentive too. Like it's how many seals can you get all at once?
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet it's dudes just running around. And I'm also willing to bet that there are dudes who invented their own seal clubbing like machines.
Oh, like they're weird like machines
Dude,
or something?
Like just like a weed whacker with 4 clubs attached to it.
Like a dead rising weapon. Just fucking something insane.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Or there's guys who are just like, yeah, I like doing it the old way. It's just an old timey sock full of quarters.
Yeah, fucking Harley Quinn mallet.
Yeah, you gotta have fun.
Yeah.
There's one guy.
Sock with another sock in it.
He's got his old timey like just childhood stickball stick. He's like, I've gone through 17 seals with this. 17 seasons of just clubbing the most helpless babies I've ever.
That was a big thing online for like a split second, and then it just went away. And I'm like, oh,
What?
I guess we
Seal clubbing?
Yeah, I guess we cured that.
No, we just don't talk about it.
We just don't talk
about it anymore.
Yeah.
There's still markets that very much exist that I guess we just, as a collective, we don't care about until some old-timey activist brings it up. Like, no one cares about shark fin soup anymore. It is only until you go to a place and you see it on your menu, you're like, oh, no.
Or turtle soup.
Turtle soup. Have you ever had turtle soup?
I have.
It's fucking, how good is turtle soup?
Great.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Turtle soup's great. I would never, no, don't get me wrong. Would I ever kill a turtle?
I mean, I'm not gonna fucking yank its back off like a crab.
Yeah,
shell
I don't think I don't think I could. I don't think I could cut off a turtle. I would do it if I had to. Like if I was like really hungry. Yeah,
if the turtle was attacking
if it was a teenage mutant ninja turtle.
Yeah.
If it was a radioactive turtle from New York, I'm fucking cutting that guy's head off and making some wild soup out of that.
Dude.
Why isn't that? That's also another thing that's never been threatened with the turtles ever. No one's ever threatened to eat the Ninja Turtles, which I kind of am blown away about.
Was there any puns on the show about turtle soup or anything like that?
Shredder's made a few.
Has he?
Shredder's made. He's like, I'll turn you into turtle soup.
Yeah, that sounds about
That's.
right.
I'm pretty sure Krang has done it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Bebop and Rocksteady.
Now thinking about it, it's probably the only joke that they have.
You know what really pissed me off about that too? Was I thought for the longest time blasted was a real thing that people used. Like, you know how the Shredder's over like, these blasted turtles.
Yeah.
I really thought there was like a real like other word for these goddamn turtles or these fucking asshole turtles. And I remember bringing that up to an uncle of mine. He's like, no one ever says blasted. It was like, what are you fucking talking about? It's like, no, old-timey people say blasted. Only evil villains say blasted. And I don't...
I'm trying to think of another word that goes with that.
Think about that.
Old 80s cartoons.
They all say blasted.
Yeah.
This blasted.
The Decepticons.
I think, dude, at one point in time in the 90s, fucking Wolverine says, where's the blasted switch? Because he's looking for a fucking thing to open up a cage where a beast is in. Blows my mind.
I'm assuming they used that for the word fucking.
They had to have.
Yeah, they had to use it like...
It's like blasted.
As a fill-in.
But then blasted now actually is like, yo, where's that blasted pussy?
Yeah, right? Yeah. It's still something you don't want to hear.
You don't want to hear blasted.
Yeah.
Yo, that bitch is blasted, dude. Hey, everybody. HIMSS provides men with access to affordable sexual health treatments so you can take charge of your sex life. The good people at HIMSS know that dealing with ED can be uncomfortable, and that's why everything can be taken care of online from the comfort of your own home. They've got chewable tablets, Viagra, Cialis, and their own generics up to 95% less. However you want to treat these things, HIMSS can help. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/theend. That's HIMS.com/the end for your personalized ED treatment options. hims.com/the end. The featured products include compound products which are not approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality by the FDA. Prescription required. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan. Now back to the end, bitch. All right, let's go to the phone call. Blasted bitch.
Happy holidays, Ryan, and a complicated handshake to you, Danny Dubs. Is there a holiday for all the lost hunters out there who've had their guns turned on them by, the deer they're trying to shoot? Anyway, happy holidays later.
Danny, there's no way you didn't
Pick
set
that
that
for
up.
us specifically.
Nope, that's fate. That's from 6 months ago.
Dude, that is crazy. That is like
Christ,
the
dude.
19th time something like that has happened.
Me and Shannon just like
the
Bill and Ted
mustache.
stared at each other when he said that.
The mustache one was the crazy.
That was also fucking nuts too, dude. It was. It's so serendipitous. I don't fucking get it.
Yeah.
So wait, what was the question?
A holiday.
A holiday for
Hunters that had their weapons turned on them. Is that what? That's what it was, right?
Yeah.
Like, are we talking like Dick Cheney?
no, I think he
Or
was
like-
talking about like the deer revolt.
deer,
like the
yeah.
deer. Like they don't ever talk about. I've never met a hunter who's been attacked by whatever they're hunting. I've never met one. I've had people hunt in my life most of my all of my life.
There's got to
The
be.
guy that did my hunter safety course claims that he got attacked by a deer.
What?
Yeah.
There's got to be a bear cave somewhere with a taxidermied man in it.
I would love to see a taxidermy dude. That would be the coolest thing in the world.
Like, guys, look what I got.
Like just
Fucking- I got that one last week.
like a mounted guy on like a fucking rock.
Yeah.
Like a bobcat. I'd be all about that.
Did you see they're doing like funerals now with like they'll be like sitting up with
Oh,
an
yeah,
Xbox controller in their hand?
Yeah,
and
the
shit?
stuffed
That's
people.
insane.
It is wild. I don't really get why you do that.
Yeah.
To how much it's got to cost way more than a regular embalming. There's no way that costs less. There's no way that's
true.
even cost effective.
Yeah.
Putting someone in a box is like, yo, that's just a one-stop drop in the ground.
Yeah,
Like,
correct.
if you set somebody up with a fucking Xbox controller in front of a TV,
Yeah, and they have like fucking like
it's like how long?
little like chimney cleaner fucking wires.
How long?
Like,
it's like
holding
when,
them up.
Yeah, when Kevin tries to bamboozle the sticky bandits.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like oh,
Yeah, yeah.
no. I don't know how long you leave that out too. What do you do? Like, how long can you leave that?
Unless they're
out?
like freeze dried and kind of like you see the smoke coming off their bodies.
It's like, is he gonna burst into flames?
Yeah.
That would be. Would you do that? Would you, if you had the money? Would you have a
Oh man.
mannequin funeral?
See, I was told, I said this on another podcast. I was told that I'm so big that I can't even be cremated.
No way.
Yeah. I was told there was a limit on weight of being cremated because I might start a fucking grease fire.
Yo, that's awesome.
Yeah. It's like,
Ricky was so greasy he burnt out the crematorium. Yo, that is.
I don't know how true that is. I don't know if they're
I
like,
think
there's
so.
like bigger
I thought
fucking.
cremation was the only way to go for bigger people.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's definitely bigger caskets.
How?
I'm definitely not being buried in a kiss casket
Yeah,
or anything like
no,
that.
you
Like,
I mean, couldn't they just cut off sections?
Yeah, that's dude. I was
that's
just gonna
true.
say
Just,
that.
Like, make a pile of me and then
Yeah.
light it
Yeah.
on fire. I don't know.
Put you in a big pot.
I thought they just like push the body in like a fucking pizza oven and
Yeah,
just turn that
they do.
max that
Yeah,
bitch
but
out,
they could
right?
just cut you.
Yeah, they
That's
could cut
true.
you in
Throw a
half.
leg.
I don't know.
Where's
I mean,
the
it would
rest?
still cause a grease fire though. It's still a pile
No,
of.
if they put like a little if they put like a fucking wooden spoon over top of it, over the
Yeah.
crematorium.
They have a bag of flour
He's
on the
about
side
to boil over. Yeah, there's one guy
with a big
like,
bag of
waiting.
flour just waiting for it to happen.
He's like, "What happens?" Like another fat guy.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like doing this. Damn it.
Shit.
Dude, there's got to be, you know what? That's got to be a fucking whole subreddit of videos, crematorium fails.
Oh no, with
know?
just Benny Hill music playing the whole time.
Just like,
They're all running around, papers are flying.
there's a guy
fucking-
trying to flip a dead body like an egg and
Yeah.
fucking breaking off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know. I don't think you're too big to burn after you're dead.
I don't know. Well, we'll find out.
I'm just saying. I would have figured.
You'll find out before me, I guess.
Yeah, I mean statistically. What a grim thought.
Yeah.
It's crazy when you meet someone like, you know what? I'm going to see that guy.
Shit. Yeah.
That guy's going to die.
Yeah.
That is a wild thing to think. No, I would also say like, no, he wanted to be cremated. You can't. You can't just not cremate him.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the thought of a resting spot that people can visit. I don't like this thing of like, so my grandmother was cremated, right? And my sister has my grandmom's ashes. And I asked her one day, I was like, okay, so you die. Who gets mom's ashes? Do they get passed down?
Yeah. So
And then your kids, are they going to give a fuck to even...
So that's the thing with
when did
ashes.
it stop?
So that's the thing with ashes. I talked about it, I think like on a previous podcast. You're supposed to bury ashes.
Really?
You're not supposed to keep, like you can keep
I'm
them.
supposed to put it on a mantle? With
You
the rest
can,
of
yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to collect your family members?
decorative vase that no one's
Yeah.
going to give a shit about in 3 years. That's because
Yeah.
that's why. Because everyone's like, okay, I have my pup's ashes. Now what do I do with these?
Correct.
What am I supposed to do with these?
Yeah, I have my father-in-law's fucking ashes on my TV stand, and I'm like,
Is that what I've been looking at?
So is that what I've been flicking my cigarettes in the whole time?
I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Danny, I knocked that over like 4 times.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. The ashes thing is.
Yeah, you're supposed to either bury them or put them in those wall mausoleum.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do. Oh, you're not legally allowed to scatter them, but no one can stop you. If that makes any sense.
It doesn't.
It's like a roadside memorial. Like you're not
That's another thing that's weird to me.
you're not legally. It is kind of wild.
Yeah.
You're like, yo, here's where this dude died.
Yeah, like you're
Fucking what?
the guy that died littered this place with glass and shit, and now you're bringing plastic flowers and
You know what would be
candles
great?
and
That's where you put the mannequin of him. that's
a
where
highway of
you're-
fucking ghost people.
Dude, that would be fucking wild. Why don't we do that? I honestly think instead of being cremated or buried, I would love to be dipped in either resin or like plastic or concrete, and then left somewhere in the woods.
You don't want to be like Han Solo, fucking
No,
like,
in carbonite. No,
yeah.
I don't want to be that. And if I am that, I want my dick to be like hard the whole time.
the door handle.
Just like, yeah, you have to go. You have to touch my wiener.
Yeah,
But I would, I would want to be. I want to look like Stallone in fucking in Demolition Man, but just
Okay.
like left somewhere in a public place where someone's like, yeah, what the fuck is this? Like, why is this thing here? Like in a tree, but high enough in a tree where like no one can get to me, but like I'm definitely there the whole time. I think that would be great. Or dip me in something that's like biodegradable, so like I start to fuse with the tree.
what if they slowly start dipping you in like wax? Like you know, you do the hand thing, and then you gotta take it out, and you gotta put it back in.
I get thicker and thicker. And then I'm just a fat, stupid mass somewhere.
What's
Yeah.
the country where they like, I think annually bring out their like dead ancestors
yeah.
and like
Colombia?
dance with them?
Yeah, that-
Colombia, right?
no,
I
it
don't
might be
know.
Colombia, but I also think that is it's a Eastern European country. I think it's not.
I think it's Southern American.
Damn, I was
Southern American.
Southern American.
I was thinking it was Asia. We don't know shit.
I think it's Asia, dude. I think it's Asia.
It's probably all three. Actually,
In my head, I
being
was like
real.
Laos.
Laos,
like a weird-
dude. If you told me they did anything in Laos, I'd fucking believe
That's
it.
why I said that. I'm like,
a
there's
weird-
no rules there.
Dude, if you said they did it in Laos, I'm like, oh, that is totally what they do.
yeah,
in Laos.
and they like redress them. And
Yeah, they did-
rebury them, right? Is that what
Yeah,
they-
and they like dance with them
Crazy.
and fucking
Man.
party.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
That sounds like such a dangerous necrophilic thing, dude. Though,
yeah, that's
because
like
you're gonna get drunk, and I guarantee. Look, and I know this sounds disrespectful to all the possible Laotian people.
the three people in Laos that listen.
I am really putting my Laotian
Three people in
fan
Laos
base-
with the internet.
I really don't want them to be mad at me.
Yeah.
But there's got to be, in the history of doing that, one person got wasted and was like, yo, I really do love my wife. And
Still
then
creepy, dude.
And then you had sex with your dead wife.
It was like that was a Red Dead mission. You had to,
Oh,
like,
I know. The
you had
lady,
to find flowers
yes,
for the
and she's and it's like,
you
oh, I
walk in
think
and she's in a rocking chair, just like all dead and shit.
Where does it say?
Madagascar?
Madagascar? Yeah, that makes that. I would believe that too.
Indonesia?
Indonesia. That's what I was thinking.
I also believe that too.
I did see forest in my head. Like, it had to be like a forest tribe.
Dude, that's the whole thing. Is I pictured like again dirt roads and some huts and stuff. Like I didn't picture like office buildings. I didn't picture.
I'm wondering
any
how
commerce.
I'm wondering how deep they bury these people for them to dig them back up every fucking
They
year.
got to be
That's
pretty
nuts.
shallow, dude.
Like, yeah, what are you doing Tuesday? I got to dig up my dad.
5 minutes. I'll be back 5 minutes, dude. I'll dig that
That's
motherfucker
6
up.
foot down. That's
No, dude, there's no way.
yeah. There's got to be like a tomb or something.
Yeah,
to
it's
fucking
the
keep these
above
people
ground,
in.
the concrete ones.
Yeah, yeah.
There's
Like
also
a mausoleum thing that you were talking about.
There's also I don't know what country it is either. They hang people in baskets over the side of like a mountain with rope so they can pull them back up.
Yeah, they're not giving those.
Isn't that like Chile or something?
Yeah, it's something like that. And I remember being like, that's fucking wild as shit too.
Yeah, they're not giving those tickets away on Price is Right to fucking visit that place, dude.
Beautiful Indonesia during the
The Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead festival. Like, what's this all about? It's like you'll be reunited with loved ones you never thought would be around.
That's the
anymore.
game show I want, dude. And like you only get these tickets if you lose.
Yeah,
It's all losing
dude,
prizes,
losing
dude.
prizes.
We're gonna send you to Detroit.
Beautiful Chernobyl. Like, oh, I did not want to go there.
2 tickets to Compton.
2 tickets
Yeah, just 2. You and a friend would be accommodated.
in lovely downtown South Central
Yeah,
Compton.
a $200 hotel.
The beautiful Radisson. The beautiful Motel 8.
Lovely Days Inn with 2 full beds.
Yeah, see, we're never going to know.
We'll find out.
I'm telling you, Indonesia sounds real. That sounds
Yeah.
like the real place that it does.
That is some like third world shit, though.
What do you mean? Dancing around with dead people?
Yeah.
I mean,
There's nothing else to do. They're not playing Xbox over
They
there, dude.
live for the Day of the
Yeah, they
Dead.
can't wait for that fucking
like,
festival.
I have got my dancing legs on.
Yeah. Like, oh, what are you wearing to that festival on Friday?
You know what? I'm dressed to impress the dead.
Yeah,
Just
that's-
fucking really fucking throwing it around. Oh yeah,
Look
dude.
at that,
That
dude.
guy's got a cigarette.
That's someone's mama,
Yo,
dude.
look how
That's
pumped
fucking
that guy
crazy.
is, though, dude.
That's nuts.
That is beyond crazy how pumped that guy is. Dude, putting
Look
a
at that, dude.
cigarette in a dead
Put a Newport in
person's-
his fucking mouth, dude. That's crazy.
Putting a cigarette in a dead guy's mouth is it just
And then lighting it.
it seems to does that guy have sunglasses on? The
Yeah.
one Come on, dude. Yes.
That's insane, dude.
Dude, that is wild.
That is wild.
I don't even know how
He's got a
you
mustache. He's got a whole beard.
Yeah, that guy's he's preserved pretty well. You know, is that lady's now wait. Now, did they look at how many
Oh, and they're probably that's fucking crazy, dude. Yeah.
Dude, putting sunglasses and lighting a cigarette for a dead man has got to be the funniest thing in the fucking world. God damn it, dude. Why would you do it? You know what? I'm not trying to disrespect their culture.
I am. This is
Good for
fucking
Good for them, dude.
You're telling me you
crazy.
wouldn't want to dig Tom up,
Dude,
fucking
If
get a meth pipe.
we had him cremated. If this would have been in his will, I would have definitely done it. If he had been like, yo,
My
you have to
goodness.
dig me up on Christmas.
Click on that one on the left and that like tomb thing.
That they just put
That's crazy. They're like,
dude, wait,
get behind Pup Up. We're gonna take a picture of you
the whole thing is just putting goofy sunglasses on everybody.
on dead people. Yeah, dude.
They didn't even take that dude out of the fucking casket. They're like, you're getting a pair of fucking Ray-Bans, dude.
That
God
is
damn it.
insane.
How many more of these are there? So many. Wait, are those people getting remarried? Are those people getting
Oh
remarried?
yeah,
as
dude. It looks
dead?
like the scene from Beetlejuice. That is the end of Beetlejuice right there.
Holy shit. This is so this is Indonesia?
Yeah.
What time of year does this take place? It looks nice out.
This is their Christmas.
I mean, it's always nice in Indonesia.
All
It's
right.
a tropical country, so it's tough to like.
I mean, I just need to know what time of year this is.
Are you planning a
So I
trip?
can plan my
Hey,
trip.
every picture you showed me, I could just hear flies buzzing.
Oh, dude, you can't get away from the flies buzzing.
Yeah.
Honestly, the reason I think
insane,
this
dude.
would be a good trip is one, like every time I've been to, like open casket funerals kind of freak me out.
Yes.
They kind of freak me out.
Yeah.
I think this would be a good thing to like help me get over it in the weirdest way possible.
Yeah, because you come back to America, you're like, this ain't that bad.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? Seriously,
It actually looks
dude.
good.
I was like, yo, they did a good job on this guy.
Yeah.
Also, no sunglasses on this.
Yeah, yeah. Put sunglasses on me in my casket.
Oh,
dude.
during
You have-
Skankfest?
You have permission.
We can't go.
Naeem told me the other day, he was like, I have a feeling someone is going to die this year at Skankfest. He was
Wow,
like,
what a crazy feeling.
yeah, he was like New Orleans. He's like, New Orleans is crazy. He was like,
Yeah, they're gonna die,
someone's-
bruh.
Someone's gonna hit a corner and be in a wrong neighborhood and get killed.
Man.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll
you know,
see.
I'm actually. You know what? I've been surprised every year at Skankfest that no one has died. Everyone's not surprised. Like it's surprising that these degenerates can keep it together because we're all fucking terrible.
yeah.
What I'm saying is, I've been so pleasantly surprised with the way people have conducted themselves so well that it's like, how bad could New Orleans be? How bad could it be in New Orleans?
Yeah, I mean, no one, to my knowledge, no one's doing like OD drugs either. It's just weed and mushrooms, to my knowledge.
I
Like,
mean,
it's not like
there's some
fucking-
ketamine floating around. There's some,
Yeah, you're crazy. There's a.
I was like, Ricky, I was like, I don't know where you are.
It's the one
just
time a
see
year
weed
where I'm
mushrooms
like,
everywhere.
I'm gonna hit every type of drug. I'm like, if you catch me at Skankfest, there's odds are I'm on uppers, downers, and
Yeah,
sideways
At the end
at
of
the same
Skankfest.
time.
Dubs is dead with sunglasses
Yeah,
on.
we're just gonna see Danny standing up.
Dude, New Orleans is the perfect place. Some voodoo
true,
woman
dude.
could bring me back to life.
No shit.
Dude, now
yeah,
that's a
bro.
great place to get brought back to life. Is New Orleans.
Hell yeah.
It's like, where am I? You're in Indonesia. Shit. It's like, no, you're in the Big Easy. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
last year that Indonesian festival was August 24th to 26th, but it changes every year.
What?
Oh,
Where-
yeah. So it's like their Easter.
And I guess every 4 to 5 years is like a huge celebration.
Every 4. Okay, so I guess you got to go to the biggest one, dude. If you're gonna go all out.
Yeah, so you might have to wait another 4 years, but it's typically
It's like the World Cup of
Yeah, it's like the
fucking dead
Olympics.
people. It's like, God damn, dude. I don't know if how much does it cost to go to Indonesia? Like what? Like $5,000?
$5
What? No, probably less than 1,000 and get the
Plane flight?
round trip.
yeah to go
Oh,
to
wow.
Jakarta. It's less than $2,000.
Well, all right.
You probably have to go somewhere first and then get on like a one engine.
Yeah, I
fucking
have Cessna
little
single
little
engine
tiny
Cessna
plane.
drug plane.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I
Land
would,
in someone's backyard.
Again, this is a country. They have cities.
everything that Ricky and I think of is like the rundown from that movie with
Yeah.
The Rock. We're like, it's all one street.
Shopping
But then
malls.
here's the
whole,
thing, though. You say that, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but when we just spent like 10 minutes looking at them parading around with dead bodies, like there's no way they
I
have
don't.
IKEA.
I can't imagine that's happening in like Jakarta or Bali.
I don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't know, Danny. All we do know is that there are people that are doing it in Indonesia, and my brain tells me that's all of Indonesia.
If someone's willing to send me and Shaner like how Portnoy's sending them kids to Auschwitz, fucking
dude.
send us there and let us learn, dude.
I'll learn.
Yeah.
I'll learn about some wild ass concept I couldn't even wrap my brain around.
Yeah.
God damn. All right, we got one more message, which we did not answer that guy's question. I do feel bad. I don't know if any.
That was a morbid
But
rant.
maybe he learned about a whole
Maybe he
new
did.
holiday.
True as well.
You
yeah.
know what? It was
did-
holiday adjacent.
He did
Danny.
get a holiday out
You
of
are
it.
correct.
Yeah.
But we don't know how those people died. That could happen.
That could have been a deer. They have deer over there. Maybe
They have more than deer over there.
they've got wild boar.
Hey, what's up, Ren? So over COVID, I made friends with this chick in prison, did some pen paling, and I got this letter the other day, and all the bitches on death row want to know, is Chris Wood the alien baby from the new Alien Romulus movie? Oh. Anyway, later. Shut up.
Oh man. I it is true you have not seen Wood and the alien in the same room at the same
you
time.
never
dude.
have. I can't put my thumb
shit.
on this.
That's funny.
That is wild. I mean, I really hope that he has been talking to incarcerated bitches about this podcast. And Chris Wood. I love the idea of Chris Wood being in the mouths of women in jail, just trying to figure it out.
We're big in the New Zealand prisons.
New Zealand prisons, yes.
So if we could make our way to the States where way more people are incarcerated, it would really help us.
It would be great if I was well known in a women's prison. I'd feel like hell yeah, dude.
You don't get those TikToks of like
I've seen them
with like the hot chicks that have like
I've seen them.
yeah.
I don't know if
I'm a fan, dude.
I don't. Were you big on mugshotties when that was coming out?
Oh yeah, I follow that.
Yeah.
But most of it's like it's just hot women that just like steal shit and fucking hit their boyfriends.
Not real crime.
Yeah, like I want to see some faces with tattoos on them and fucking.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
It is amazing
parenting
when you see like a woman who like that. Who was the one that what the fuck? She was just I think it was like last year. She dark hair, face tattoos. She fucking cut up her boyfriend like in several different pieces.
Ooh,
What the fuck
I
was
don't
her
know.
name? Rainey was talking about her on Stinkers a few times. She was fucking. She wasn't. She wasn't terrible looking, but not great looking. But like that like sexy evil hot.
I just put Rainey yesterday. I just put him on. There's an Instagram called Disabled Cuties.
Oh, I saw that.
He looked at it, he went, yeah, this is right up my alley.
Imagine ruining that guy's whole day. He's like, now I have to stop what I'm doing looking at these fucking wheelchair bound bitches.
Yeah, but the inmate thing is the pen pal thing was so. How do I start this without talking shit about my mom? My mom was always the pen pal. Like she always had like a jail boyfriend growing up. Like after my dad died.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a lot of those.
That's I don't know if that's more honorable or dishonorable.
I don't know, dude. Yeah, it was always weird. It was always.
You know what? I hope
my mom
he was
wrote a lot of
stuffed
letters
in your house, just watching like
a lot of stepdads I've never met.
Well,
yeah,
that's crazy. How long was the longest relationship with pen pal and in jail? And she never met these guys.
I mean, no, she'll quote unquote be with the guys until they get out and then spend a bunch of money on them and then they just fucking disappear and it's off to the next
Prisoners,
guy,
you say?
dude.
No way.
Yeah, I don't
Prisoners
know. Yeah,
have a
no
little
way,
bit
dude.
respect.
Yeah.
This lady's taking her
Respect
time.
my
out of
mom,
the day.
please,
God
dude.
damn it. How many times until she
Yeah.
How many times until she learned not to do that anymore? Please tell me.
I don't know, dude.
Please tell me it's less than 6.
I think the guy she's with now was in prison and they're happy now.
Well, that's great.
He's a cool guy. I've met him a few times.
Great. What was he in prison for?
That I don't know. I don't ask those questions. Yeah, I don't ask those questions.
I bet it was like, what if he went to Indonesia and he just like dug up somebody that was not supposed to be dug up?
Yeah, right.
Just like, yeah, I committed international crime. I was at the Indonesia Day of the Dead festival and had a few 2 drinks and I fucked more than my fair share of dead bodies.
But yeah, there was always to collect calls at the house and
Sick.
yeah.
It must be a crazy thing to get like a sexy phone call through a toilet. You know? Just sweet talking to your mom, and she's like, "Oh, what's that echo?" He's like, "Oh, someone just took a dump on the 3rd floor."
My mom's always liked the bad boys.
Well, those are the baddest boys alike.
Yeah, I know.
You know, you could easily just go to a bowling alley. You'll find some bad guys. You don't have to go.
They used to be in prison.
You don't have to jump all the way to prison. But
Yeah.
hey, I can't knock your mom. Your mom's just trying to get it. Good for her.
Just have to wait 5 to 7 years sometimes. That's all, dude. Just to wait on good behavior.
Holy shit. This has been the Ed Podcast. Ricky, thank you so much for being on the goddamn show. Make sure you call the hotline 833-443-5300. We'll address any comment, question, concern, or possible new holiday or a friend of mine who may be in an alien movie because of the way they look. Ricky, you got one more thing to plug? What do you want to plug that show again?
Follow me on everything at Ricky Isn't Funny.
Fantastic.
Instagram, everything.
We're going to switch it over to the Patreon later.